In this video, we're going to let Quriobot answer a user after that user has given Quriobot textual input, so an answer to a short text step type. So I've selected the start from scratch template within the control room, and there are some options there for the first step type that the user can select from, and based on that, the Quriobot will reply. Now, aside from replying to a closed question like a multiple choice one, it would of course be very neat if Quriobot could also reply to an open question, which it actually can. So I've added a short text step type right here that reads, what would you like to know more about the product or the pricing? The reason I've put in a second question in here actually is to help the user already guide in the necessary directions. I mean, asking an open question might lead to all different kinds of input, and all different kinds of input will lead to you having to make a lot of rules to make Quriobot intelligent enough to answer these. What you can, however, do when you lead people a specific way is that you create specific rules for these two elements only, and a fallback in case somebody answers something completely different. Now, to make Quriobot reply to this open question, we're going to apply advanced conditions. And for that, we are going to scroll down to the bot responses, and we're going to add a new one for which we're going to flip on the advanced conditions. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create OR rules, because somebody says A or somebody says B. So in this case, I'm going to say that if somebody answers something specific to the second question, so what would you like to know more about? If the answer to the question, what would you like to know more about, contains something, and then case insensitive, for example, regarding the product, then the bot says more info on the product it is. The reason I've entered PROD here and not the full word product is to make sure that even if somebody misspells, the bot still understands it. And let's say in this case, that even if somebody puts in the answer, I want to know more about the product, PROD, that then still that input contains PROD, and therefore the bot understands that it needs to proceed with this specific answer and also a specific next step. I have not identified this logic jump, but I guess the picture is in that case quite clear. So this one I'm saving. I have, however, identified only the first element, being if somebody answers something that contains PROD, but nothing regarding the pricing. So I'm going to add another one. And in this case, also the advanced conditions go on. It's an OR rule, because or somebody answers something regarding the product, or somebody, case insensitive again, answers something regarding the pricing. And also in this case, I'm only using the first 4 characters to make sure that the bot catches as many misspells as possible. So if somebody answers the second question, what would you like to know more about, with something that contains PRIC, then the bot says more info on the pricing it is. And also that one we save. Now there is of course a third possibility, being that somebody answers something completely different than one of these two. And what I then often do is create a third random response. Also for this, the advanced conditions are on. It is an OR rule. It again concerns the second step type. And what I do here is that I say, for example, it does not contain PROD, and it does not contain case insensitive PRIC. Then the bot replies neither of them. So with this, I've established basically 4 rules that if the input as given to the short text type contains PROD, then it picks up the topic product. If it concerns PRIC, it goes towards the pricing. But if the input as given by the user does not contain any of those, then it says neither of them. So I click save, and now I hit preview to check it out. The bot loads, quickly start it. We have the first question, whether we want to proceed. I say yes. And what I would like to know more about is an open question. I can say type here, but I type, for example, product, or info on the product it is. So let's refresh the screen and load the bot again to try something else. I'm Quriobot and we're still ready to start. What would you like to know more about? And in this case, I want to know more about prices. And now it picks up the pricing. And the reason why it also picks up pricing, although I wrote prices, is because here we only entered PRIC. So it picks up several variations of that word.